what's going on, people? How you doing? This is Jerrod Mustaf. We coming here in our foundation. This is the foundation of the community. Rose Hill AME Zion Church. A lot of days here, man. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it feels funny to be back up at the church, man. This is this is the family's church. This is where my dad started. He talked about walking, these those dirt roads, a couple miles of church, Sunday, Wednesday night, like 3 days a week they had to come to church. So yeah, this is definitely, we started that. And you see the family's church is still here, man. Not many folks, and actually it's been closed for about a year during the COVID, but other than that, man, it's still here. And it's still serving the community, and those who are still alive, they still use it. So it's a great thing.
So tell me about your outreach. How did it start, and what did the church do for you and the community? Your upbringing's in the church. Let's start from there.
Yeah, so mine was in a church. This is actually not my home church. This is my dad's home church, but I spent a lot of time with him here when we would come visit. And this actually grounded him, and he used to tell stories about how that when he was a little boy, I think this side over here used to be the older men, in his family. They spent time sitting over here in the pews listening to the word of God. But he said what he didn't recognize at the time was that they all said because they couldn't read and write. It took him a long time to figure that out. There was a section in the church, was right here, where his uncles and all of them sat because they couldn't read and write. And it made me think about other churches I've been to back in the day when you had the men on one side, or actually men over here, the women over here, and you had your trustees, your deacons, and it was all situated. But I didn't know the backstory of how the church was, was organized. But he gave me some backstory to that, man, and that left an impression on him. That reason why certain members of his family always sat up and paid attention, so that was great to know. But as far as, my dad made it a point of always support, not just the church. He always made sure that he gave, money and different things to support the church, because this institution, what he said, was actually the foundation of him and the family. It kept the family connected together. So no matter where you went and what you did, when you came back home,
It was the roots.
you knew to come back to church. If you was here on a Sunday, you cannot come back home through the weekend and don't attend church on Sunday.
That's true.
And so everyone did the same thing, and that's kind of how you kept the family, connected. No matter what you did in life, in the world, and you went off, you still maintained that part. So, he always wanted to make sure that that's still a part of him.
And that goes back to the spiritual upbringing that we talked about back. Your foundation is your spiritual.
Right. So we transition and talk about how to take charge, and because everything that we've done for Take Charge over 31 years now. We've been in business 31 years. It derived from here. This is the source, right? This is the source of all that. The source of his uncle, which is actually, matter of fact, over there on the wall on Case Cake George, and that's Uncle Lloyd McDonald, which is my dad's grandfather's brother, Uncle Lloyd, which lived around the corner. So anyway, so these two men are staples in the community, but also in this church, right? And so they gave him the spiritual connection. They put all that in him growing up, taught him the value of church and what it means to respect your elders, and how you put God first, and and when you start to see yourself going off track a little bit, you come right back centered to this, right? And so when he was putting together a program for Take Charge, he didn't have to go further than right here to Rose Hill. Is everything that he learned is right here, and so he always talked about how the connectivity that people have in terms of the soft spot and who you are as a person in here, right? He's like, no matter how, when they say how bad certain boys are, kids, right? Some of them, are hell raisers and all that. Some of them are, some people say they're destined to do bad and all that. My dad said no. He believed in second chances, not just second chances, but believed that everybody's redeemable. There's quality because you're human beings. You just have not been reached, right? So we just felt there's a way you have to reach people, right? And that's the spiritual part of being able to reach in and touch people and touch their, whether it's touching their soul or touching something inside their heart, their heartstrings. You know, what makes you tick, what makes you smile. So you got a kid that's just frowning all day, that's mad and angry at the world and you can't get nothing. There's somebody somewhere that can go to that kid and they can know, yeah, we smiling, you know. And so my dad had he was just blessed with that talent, man. I watched it with my own friends. And like, you know, it don't matter what it is. He found a way to get a joke, to get you smiling. And once he got you there, he got you.
He got you.
He got you. He got no.